My next one is arguably, in my opinion, I think it's probably his best movie. Although I really like.
Well, that's a bold statement. He's got a bold statement going here.
I really like Clerks. Okay, I do. I love Clerks. Clerks is probably my favorite movie of his. It's my favorite movie of all time. But my next one, Dogma.
Commandment breaker from a mile away.
Right there. There's one.
Excuse me. Are you married?
What do you think?
To her?
No. Ladies and gentlemen, God has grown weary of your superficial faith. Hypocrites, charlatans, he has abandoned you to the whim of judgment. Prepare to taste God's wrath. 2 tickets to New Jersey, please.
God's decreed that I'm to charge you with a holy crusade. Stop a couple of angels from re-entering heaven.
We're going home.
If they get in, they'll unmake the world.
Right.
Which is currently being re-released in theaters. I think he's doing a tour with it. Dogma, for the longest time, was being held captive by Harvey Weinstein. They couldn't get a proper Blu-ray digital release because he owned all the rights and he would not sell them back. And then he recently did. So now Kevin Smith, I think, owns the rights to it again. But, Jordan, have you seen Dogma?
I don't think so, but maybe. But I don't. But I'm not sure. I can't confidently say one way or the other. So I'm gonna go down the middle here and say yawn.
All right, I'll describe it to you, and you can tell me if any of this sounds familiar. But the only reason why I've seen this is a friend insisted that we watch it, and we all very cynically were like, why? And then I didn't really jive with it so much the first time, but in retrospect, I quite like this movie. And like I say, I think it's his best movie. I think it's his best made movie. Dogma is basically the Catholic Church has decided to rebrand itself as being so it can be more popular with the kids and the youth. So they decide to adopt a much more family-friendly image, with leading with the Buddy Jesus, the Buddy Jesus, led by Cardinal, played by George Carlin, and because of this rebranding, they're rebuilding some part of the church, and 2 angels, Bartleby and Loki, played by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, get wind that if they become human by getting rid of their wings and walk through this archway, their souls will be forgiven and they can get back into heaven. They find a loophole in dogmatic principle, Catholic dogma, hence the name, Dogma. And they are trying to get back, and Matt Damon's character Loki thinks that, if I do a killing spree in God's name, that'll make him happy. And so the voice of God, Metatron, played by Alan Rickman, taps what's known as the last scion or something like that. The last, basically what turns out to be the last descendant of Christ, because it turns out that Christ was he had kids, basically. So she's the last descendant of Christ. And she gets teamed up with a sort of a fellowship of people, 2 prophets who are...
would you say that they are a fellowship of the ring?
No. They're 2...
The Dogma ring, the Dogma ring of religion?
There are 2 prophets who are, of course... Who do you think the 2 prophets are, Jordan?
Moses and Jesus?
No, Jordan. This takes place in the View
Askewniverse. Kevin Smith and Jay. Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, Jay and Silent Bob are the prophets who are going to help her get back to New Jersey, to get to this church, so that she can prevent the angels from crossing this threshold. Because if they cross this threshold to get back into heaven, it proves God wrong, that God is fallible, and it will destroy the entire universe. And eventually they run into...
And you wouldn't want that.
You wouldn't want that. And they eventually run into the 13th Apostle, Rufus, played by Chris Rock. and one of the muses played by Selma Hayek. And Jason Lee is once again there. When I say Jason Lee, you know who I'm talking about, right?
I didn't catch a word of that.
So when I say Jason Lee, you know who I'm talking about, right?
My name is Earl.
Yeah, okay, good. Jason Lee is there, and he's a demon.
He's also in the View Askewniverse. He's that guy in Clerks 2 who shows up and looks like Earl from My Name is Earl, and they try to trick him into drinking the gross burger and fry and stuff.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who he plays like five. He's like five different people look like Jason Lee in this universe.
Like, and he's like, somehow I don't think I'm gonna like what I get, and he gives it to Jay and Silent Bob, and they eat it, and they're like, why does this taste like flies and piss?
So he's in it, and he's it's either Azrael or Azazel, but he's there as a demon, and he's got a trio of like evil guys who are
Stooges?
Stooges who are like demons, but they're represented on Earth as
the worst kind of stooges.
Yeah.
Demonic stooges.
They're presented on Earth as three like teenage kids on roller skates with hockey sticks who just beat people up with hockey sticks. And he's trying to prevent them from stopping the angels from doing this because obviously big twist, big spoiler alert, he's the one who has instigated this because Lucifer doesn't want this to happen because it'll destroy the whole universe and that fucks him over. Obviously heaven doesn't want it. So he wants it because it turns out he used to also be a muse, and he when Lucifer rebelled against heaven, joined Lucifer's side. Did you get any of that?
Which so I heard something about someone joining Lucifer's side.
Yeah, so Jason Lee, Azrael,
join Lucifer's side.
Yeah, so he gets banished to hell, and he doesn't want to be in hell because he says hell's pretty awful. So he is the one who sets the two angels up to go through the arch to destroy all of existence. Because he's like, I'd rather be nothing.
He's gonna send them through the Stargate.
Yeah, because he's like, I'd rather be nothing than be in hell, and I'll take everything with me. And it is a really good movie. Ultimately, the whole thing is they can't stop. Normally God could just like stop this and instantly, but God has gone on one of their constitutionals, as they put it, and it turns out that God is a woman.
God is a woman,
and the reason
it's a shame. It's a shame. He had some really good ideas.
No, look, God is a woman. God is a woman. Jeez.
Well, now we gotta kill him.
Too bad. He had some good ideas.
Oh gosh.
It's the reason why everyone thinks God is a man is because the muse, played by Selma Hayek, she's the muse that caused them to write the Bible, and in translation, God turned into a man, even though God's a woman. And so, that they all run into each other, whatever, and the angels decide that they're gonna go through anyway, and that fuck it, God can be wrong, basically. And they show up at in Jersey at the church, and they decide they're gonna go on a massive killing spree. Because initially Ben Affleck is like, oh, I'm a nice angel, I'm a good guy, and Matt Damon's like, oh,
killing spree.
Because Matt Damon, the whole gag is that Matt Damon is he's the angel of death, and the reason they got banished, their punishment was getting banished to Wisconsin because Ben Affleck convinced Matt Damon to put down his sword and not kill humans anymore, and so they go on this killing spree and they kill a bunch of humans. Or whatever.
Killing spree.
And Ben Affleck eventually goes crazy, and he's like, yeah, we did what God said, and God banished us to Wisconsin, and the humans get everything, they get all these second chances, and we get like one chance, and if we fuck up, that's it, we get banished, like, this is bullshit. And so he decides, he's gonna go through the gate or whatever, and Matt Damon cuts off his wings, and he is starting to feel regret because he's human, and
to err is human.
Right, and so the whole time, Metatron,
two in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Metatron shows up and is like, yeah, God has disappeared like a week ago because they went on their like morning constitutional, which is basically, turns out God likes playing skee ball, and occasionally goes down and takes over a human and just plays a bunch of skee ball and then comes back. And so it turns,
what else would one do?
So at the beginning of the movie opens where you see the three goons beat up this random guy with a hockey stick, and you're like, what's the deal with the hockey stick, with the guy? It turns out that the guy that they beat up is God, and that they put that guy into a coma who's being like left alive on life support, and that's what's preventing God from coming back. So the main girl realizes that God is trapped in this guy and goes and kills the guy and then frees God. It turns out, Jordan, that God is Alanis Morissette.
Was Wisconsin really that bad?
Bow down, stupid!
I'll make Haley happy. Turns out that God is Alanis Morissette.
Okay, that checks out, I'm sure.
And Alanis Morissette does not speak as God. She cannot speak because when you hear the voice of God, your ears explode. And so she...
I'm sure that tracks.
She talks. Ben Affleck eventually his wings get shot off, and he's about to go in the thing, and God shows up, and she speaks to him, and his head explodes because humans can't handle the voice of God. And it's really good. It's well shot. Some of the action looks good. Like it's not just reverse shot. The scenes don't go on forever. Like a lot of his movies, scenes go on forever with characters just doing endless monologues. It's not that. It's really funny. It's really clever. It's a shame this thing got buried. I'm really happy that it's having a resurgence because it's a legit good movie. Like there is a alternate universe where after he made Dogma, he went on to make a slew of much better movies that he ended up making because this is like legit a good movie. Everyone's good in it. Everyone's funny. My only real criticism is, once again, Jay and Silent Bob kind of stick out. Apparently, initially when he wrote it, because he's been writing... Initially, it was just called God. He's been writing it forever. Apparently, since, like, Clerks... Mallrats, apparently. He'd been writing it since Mallrats. So he had been writing it for, like, a while. And initially, it was just called God, and he felt like he needed to change the name. This movie was crazy controversial when it came out. Apparently a bunch of church people protested it. There's a really funny clip of Kevin Smith protesting it with the church people.
We're joined by this man. He wouldn't admit it, but he looked and sounded suspiciously like Dogma's writer, director, co-star, and New Jersey resident, Kevin Smith.
I don't think it stands for anything positive.
What does it stand for?
I don't know, but I've been told not good.
The movie follows.
And the news people are like, why are you protesting this? And it's Kevin Smith being like, this stuff is smut. But initially it wasn't going to have Jay and Silent Bob in it. Yeah, it was going to be two different characters. And initially the lead was a male, and it was called God, and it was kind of a slightly different movie. And he's kind of rewrote it, and he put in Jay and Silent Bob, and he connected it to the View Askewniverse. And yeah... So this movie takes place in the View Askewniverse. It's not the one that closes the book, but it's like the second to last one. And once you're like, wait, God is real and his friend is literally real and is friends with Jay and Silent Bob. This came out before Jay and Silent Bob, I think. Yeah, it came out before Jay and Silent Bob because Jay and Silent Bob closes the book, and then Clerks 2 came out and it was him reopening the book, I believe. And so yeah, so it's a little weird. We're like, okay, the supernatural exists, demons and angels and all that exists in the View Askewniverse, but like, so like it kind of broadens that world in a way. They stick out. Like there's a bit at the end where you think the main girl has died, and like Silent Bob carries her in, like stoically and sadly, and you're like, 2 movies ago you were like trying to psychically move a cigarette. Like it's just it's tonally for this universe weird. Does that make sense?
I think so.
Where it's like you're like, well, yeah, these characters just they're on a level of fighting demons and shit. Like they feels they kind of stick out. Yeah, Jay in particular, he has a couple of really weirdly empathetic lines where he's not dumb. Like, he has a really smart idea where you're like, this feels too smart for Jay because this probably was a different character, but functionally for the script to work, it needs to be here. And the other version of whatever this character was before it became Jay said it, and
it would fit better.
Yeah, it feels strange with this character, especially considering he goes on to be what he is in the Click Commander or whatever.
Feels more like it should have been Dante and Randall instead of Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah,
they would have been slightly smart, like more smart enough that it would have been believable.
I guess my point is they feel inserted in. I mean, because they are, but they feel like it. But overall, yeah, obviously it's not my favorite Kevin Smith movie. It's definitely my second favorite. Although I saw like the half scenes are really interesting. I'm really excited for those because they were genuinely surprising. But yeah, Dogma. I think it's his best movie. I don't know. Somebody tell me in the comments of this Dogma video what you think.
That was one of your have scenes.
No, my haven't scenes. I mean, my haven't scenes are really interesting. Those are really interesting. They're really interesting.
Because those are coming up.
Do you
have anything else to say about Dogma?
I do not. Hey there, everybody. It's Ed Card Justin here. Let me know down in the comments. Have you seen Dogma? Do you agree? Is it Kevin Smith's best movie? Does he have a better movie? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. But if you would like to see the full episode of the podcast that this is from, our Pick a Director episode where I picked Kevin Smith and Jordan picked Ron Howard, you click the box on the left, or if you want to see just a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, there's a ton of them, you click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put out new videos 7 days a week, and leave us a like if you could. That really helps us out. We will see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.